After 30 days of marching in the desert alone, there was only one oasis to be found. The Cowboy Howdy Podcast YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeehaw!
Wait, Governor,
Know that I'm coming correct.
let me talk to you guys about something that you can do both drunk and high that is extremely pleasant.
I think our podcast needs a budget for guns.
Cowboy. Howdy. Well, shoot, dang. Crack a cold one, baby. What is it with this fucking podcast?
It's me, your host, Gambeezy Berry. Joining us as always, we have Anthony Barrera, resident comedian and filmmaker.
What's up, It's your boy Young Baphomet.
Looking especially crispy with a nice stucco wall print behind you. I like that. And the wood cupboards. Woo, woo, woo. Where'd you get a budget?
It's a rebrand. It's coming.
Where'd you get a budget? This podcast is technically in copious amounts of debt. Where are you coming up with money? Also here, Sebastian McCabe, studio engineer and kindly fellow.
Yeah, what's up? I'm coming in not from the studio, as you can tell if you were subscribed to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, nice plug.
Coming in from a temporary location here.
Very good. I like the rugs and the curtains and the paintings and the hudda. You're in a very cultured person's house.
Lot going on back here.
I like that. I'm glad you brought all your board cables with you. Don't want to miss any of those. Also joining us, Monterey Bay comic and show producer, Michael Booth.
How's it going?
Thanks for joining us, sir. Can I just say I'm seeing a lot more nice even edges and nice right angles and stuff in the background.
Dude, I'm trying over here, okay? One step at a time. It's a process.
It's looking good.
Am I the only person, though, who went through the effort to make sure there was a printer in frame? What the heck?
Yeah, the true mark of a professional.
It's like you're productive. I'm just in my closet with those crooked panels. So I look like an idiot.
I want to get like 6 fax machines behind me. Like, I'm very busy.
Literally just moved all my stuff to the other corner of my room.
Your bed is also a desk now. Like, screw it. I'm awesome. And my frame is gorgeous.
Well, no, I have a desk. There's a desk in here, right in front of it. It's a very nice desk.
Good point. Well, you don't need to brag about the desk. I wasn't trying to tear down your desk. I'm sure you got a very nice desk. So let's talk about it. We got some funny things to jump into, and the first one is something that we've all been dealing with a lot lately. Maybe not to the capacity we're going to talk about, but the amount of deliveries that go to the average home has gone up by like what percentage you think since March?
1 billion.
Oh, I mean,
Billion
it's
easy.
huge.
I ran the numbers. It's like 12 billion%, and it's crazy.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you don't want to touch. You don't want to go out. You want to risk it. You let somebody else risk it. Come to your house and you pay them $5.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really dirt cheap to get delivery done. It tells me that there's way too much access to underpaid labor in this country. Seeing like you could design any app. You could design an app where like someone comes and farts on your doormat, and they'll find people willing to do that for just terribly low amounts of money. And it's kind of sad, but
There are people willing to put poop in a bag and place it
Welcome.
on someone's front doorstep for money.
there's people who do it for free, and that's what's really sad. There's
Yeah,
always someone
they
trying to
should be.
undercut, and so there's no way to make a fair living doing these hard-earned jobs. So,
That's so funny.
I shall say, it's a hard job. I don't know anybody who does delivery who's like, sick, I'm here, I'm at like the pinnacle of my success, I'm finally doing deliveries. Most of them are like, hey, I'm doing this because I got family, I got bills to pay, I got things to do, man. I don't got time to mess around. We need a paycheck. And so it's not the easiest job. You deal with a lot of bullshit. You take like a lot of risk for other people. And so now that we've said nice things about them, let's say shitty things about these motherfuckers, because sometimes deliveries go really fucking bad. And I want you guys to tell me about your worst experiences with deliveries. I got one if you don't got one. I got
got
one,
one.
dog.
I've got one.
What you got?
I've got one real bad one that. So once I had an item on order. It was a computer part, not like a monitor or anything big. Just a couple of some RAM or whatever, and it was all going to come in one box.
When you say computer part, though, to you, a computer part is like, to me, like dead loved ones' ashes. Like high value, a lot of sentimental value attachment. Like,
Yeah, you'd
it's
think,
critical for
right?
you. Yeah.
That's what I thought too, and I figure like, okay, I paid for the like deluxe whatever
Super shipping?
like not free shipping. I paid for the shipping on this shit.
You selected the please don't break it option.
Yeah, exactly. And you'd think like, okay, it's electronics, it's going to be packed all nice. And then on the day that the delivery was supposed to arrive at like 10 o'clock at night,
Is that how you always say 10, by the
FedEx.
way?
Yeah, I always say
10.
it like that. At
It would suck if someone's like, hey, someone says you need to go buy beer. Like, hey, how much was the beer? You're like, it was 10. 10. Like, are you okay?
That's
So
an
it was-
expensive beer.
It was
No, your change is 90.90. 9.90 because it was 10. 10. Sorry, go ahead.
so it was 10 o'clock.
Sebastian would be a great
And-
judge.
Yeah.
And finally, the FedEx guy pulls up outside. I think, okay, like that's a little late. I was hoping I
10
might be able to
p.m.,
get this
yeah.
shit in the computer today, but I'm not going to do that now.
Yeah.
So 10 o'clock, the guy comes, and he just like I watch him come up out of the truck with the box, and it's like maybe 2 feet. It's not that big, and it's not that heavy. And homeboy he's just holding it, and he just drops it on my fucking doorstep.
He did the Houdini.
Drops
Where are my
it.
hands? No one knows.
Yeah, drops
Nah,
it.
disrespectful.
And
This dude
I-
hates you and your computer. Oh.
yeah,
Wow.
he just drops it.
Fuck
And I go
no.
outside, and I open up the package, and out of the 3 things that were in there, one of them, like one of the cards, one of the boards I had gotten was just full on snapped in half
Oh.
inside of its little box. Like, there's all this like protective shit in there and all this bubble wrap and whatever.
But he didn't
you're
drop
not
it from
supposed
2
to just
feet.
drop it.
He dropped it from like 6 feet. He just like,
Yeah, he held his arms up and
Package delivered.
slammed it down.
terminal velocity.
Yeah.
He like
Yeah,
wrong
body slammed
spiked it on your fucking front doorstep,
Yeah,
dude.
it's like when you get like
That's
a loot
bad.
box in a video game and it's like, Waka!
It's on fire.
and it
shit.
opens and you're like, yes, computer parts.
Oh man, honestly, I'll
Broken
say this.
computer parts.
If I'm the FedEx driver and I'm working at 10 p.m., here's how I would have delivered it. I would have
Honestly,
parked,
yeah.
put the box in front of my tire, and then driven over it as I drove away. Like 10
Yep.
p.m., motherfucker,
Yeah.
I don't get paid for this.
You like Kirby smashed it.
I'm sorry about your parts. Did you get replacements or what happened? Did you ever get it resolved?
Yeah, I was able to get one of them replaced. And I just said like, oh, it was damaged in shipping, and it was fine. But
Damaged in shipping can
wanted
mean
to be
so
like,
many
hey, like,
things.
can you send the replacement like UPS or something?
Literally the
instead?
last part of
I
the
don't trust
shipping.
FedEx
Yeah.
anymore.
The very.
Can you put as the comments? Please don't send the angry guy
Yeah, please.
at 10 p.m.
Oh man.
Anthony, you had one.
Yeah, I got one. So a few years ago, you know what I'm saying? I was purchasing some tree off of a delivery service, and
Essential delivery.
Most delivery services allow you to, get it anywhere. You don't have to put a residence. You just put a store.
Right, by
And
intersection, you can do anything.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
tell the guy you're at like Buffalo Wild Wings and he'll pull
I
up
was
in the
at
parking lot.
Walmart.
Tell him, I'm at
And,
Trevor's house. You know where he lives, and you give him Trevor's address. Yeah, I got
This
you.
this early 2000 Honda pulls up, right? It's full of people. There are like 4 people in there. They get out, and when they get out, a cloud of smoke comes out of the car.
I think that's my guy.
And they all came out at the same time, which was kind of weird. It was like synchronized,
Yeah.
Wow.
almost like they had planned it. And they
They're
all
like, "Let's
come
fuck
right
with
up
this
to
guy."
me and start pressing me. They surround me, and they're like, "Yo, you trying to buy the stuff?" Almost like it was a drug deal. I'm like, "Yo, yeah, well, yeah, it's fine, yeah, me,
Yeah.
yes."
Yeah.
And then they hand me the shit, and one of them is smoking,
Okay.
and he's like, "Yo, you got some good shit. I'm smoking it right now." And then it gets quiet. And I'm like, "You're smoking my shit?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then they hand me another bag with the same item in it. And they're like, "We're just fucking with you. It's from the same plant, though." And I was like,
Yeah.
"You know what? Fuck each and every one of you. This is bullshit. This is the worst delivery service I've ever had."
Wow. So it sounds like if you just had a better attitude,
what did you act-
got smoked out for
They
free.
blew up my spot. Smoking. Pressed me.
That's bad.
Told
That
me they
is bad.
smoked my shit without
That
me.
is bad.
And then, like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I was
Actually,
like,
I'm with
no,
you
we're
now.
just fucking
I'm with
with
you
you,
now. I
man.
didn't
I
think about
didn't
that. They were
tip.
blowing up your spot
Fuck
big
them.
time. Yeah. You gotta have some boundaries. You gotta be a little bit discreet. I had a guy one
Really?
time roll up to my house with an Lexus, and I was in a busted neighborhood. He rolls up in a Lexus, and he's like, "Yo, man!" He's like shouting through the moonroof. I'm like, "Hey, put your fucking hand down, dude! I'm coming." So I come over there, and he's got in his passenger seat a bunch of paper towels, like spilled out, like a big sheet of them rolled out, and it's just filled with weed. And he's like, "Hey, man, you got a bag?" I was like, "No, I don't."
What?
I was like, "No, you're the bad guy. You're the guy with the bag." And he's like, "I don't got a bag." And I was like, "I can't help you." So he just pulls off a piece of paper towel and just scoops up a bunch on there. He's like, "That looks right."
That looks right.
Well,
And it
bro,
was.
he spent all his money on the Lexus.
No, I
He couldn't
measured
afford
it.
any
It was
bags.
almost exactly 3.5. It was insane. Dude was like Rain Man with the weed. I was like, he deserves a Lexus. He's working hard and he's a smart man.
He had the perfect. He
That's
just
not my-
eyeball it perfectly.
That's not my worst delivery story. That was a positive experience, by the way. 5-star Yelp. Loved the paper towel. I wiped up my table after. It was actually pretty handy. Yeah. Wait, you got one, Michael?
So what's your worst one?
Oh, I got a worse one I can jump into. I didn't want to cut Michael off though if he's locked and loaded.
Oh, I can. Yeah, I can go with. I guess if you want. If you want.
I got 5. Give me any amount of time. I will rant your ear off forever.
Yeah, I guess I have one in particular, and it's a pizza delivery.
Oh,
And it's funny because
timing's
it was
everything
like,
with pizza.
it's funny because it was really bad. So it was when I lived in Salinas, and I don't remember what kind of part of the town it was in, but I ordered pizza from Domino's, and I was like, I think I was hanging out. I was like, I think I had smoked a little bit. I was just chilling, you know.
I thought you were gonna say depressed because of the Dominoes, but go ahead.
No, it was just I just wanted some Domino's, and so I was like, all right. And they have that tracker thing, you know, on your phone, so you can kind of watch.
You can like follow
how-
the driver kind of creepily.
Yeah, and so I'm sitting there. And
Oh,
I'm
it's just the
checking
bar
in
at the
every-
top.
Yeah, and it tells you like when your pizza's in the oven, when it comes
I think he's talking about
out.
the bar at the top. You guys know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
the
about?
tracker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought he's like the Uber thing, but you don't see him driving.
Oh,
but
that would
he'll
be
right
that would
back.
be interesting. Yeah,
He's
but
taking-
no, but then I see it like, you know, so and so left the store at like a certain time, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and watching TV, and about 45 minutes goes by, and I'm like,
Fuck off.
man, the Domino's is right down the road.
Not cool.
I don't understand how it's taking so long. So I call. I'm like, hey, I haven't got my pizza yet. And they're like, what? And they're like, we'll call you right back. And so the store calls the driver, I think.
Uh-huh.
And then the driver tells the store that he went and knocked on the door and no one was there, so he was coming back. And I've been sitting in my living room the whole time, like eagerly waiting. Like just being like, dude, I'm gonna smash this pizza. Like I'm just gonna
Getting
like
hungrier
I'm
by
gonna
the
get down.
second.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm gonna be sweating probably, but I'm just like excited, you know.
I'm gonna be sweating.
I'm
Sounds
in a
like you
bad
might already
place. I'm
been
just
sweating.
yeah, I'm just making bad decisions. Okay, like it's just that's how the night's going. So I'm just trying to eat some pizza, and I guess they tell him that I haven't got it, so he comes back. And I guess what he was
Same
doing.
pizza?
They bring, and I'm like, I guess it was in that thing that bag.
Bullshit. That pizza's been in
Yeah,
a bag
that
for 45 minutes. They can go fuck off. But go ahead.
But I guess what was happening was he was going and trying to deliver it to the house next door. And they were like, we didn't order Domino's. But he didn't bother to tell him this is the address that I have on the receipt. And they could have went, oh, that's right there next door. He just got in his car.
I was
He's like,
I'm
oh,
out.
they didn't order this pizza. It's a joke prank. Haha.
Good prank,
Zero
bro.
effort.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm eating
Sitting-
pizza for free.
Yeah, so I call and then I'm like, so you guys are going to remake it? Or is they get my money back or what's up? And they're like, do you just want him to bring you the pizza? He's like on his way already. And I was considering like, I guess I could put it in my oven. And I
Not the
just
same.
You
bowed
caved.
down to the Domino's
caved.
gods and I took the pizza that they gave me and I vowed not to order from that Domino's again because of that experience.
Was it cold?
It was mildly cold. It was like right, you know when you reheat something in the microwave and you take it out and like the crust or the outside's hot, but then the inside is like
Ah,
still frozen.
Shit.
It was like kind of like it's kind of like hot, like when you bite in, but then you get in there and you're like, oh, this is not warm. It was like hot.
That
on the
sounds
outside.
disgusting. That sounds disgusting.
So I
bro.
put it in my oven for a little bit, and it got a little warmer, and I took it back out, and then it was good to go.
started
Did you do
sweating
anything besides
like-
change which Domino's you go
It was
to?
like Papa Murphy's, but they cook it already, and then they just wait forever, and then they give it to
It
you.
was like Papa Murphy's, but they just make it
It's like
garbage
take and
for
bake,
you.
but we already baked it.
But you don't get to take it.
Yeah,
Till you tell you can't.
yeah, bake, don't take.
And you're going to need to bake again after all.
Yep,
It's like a bake, wait, take bake.
we bake
wait,
it
take
before
bake.
you take it, but you gotta bake it again.
But you got to wait first.
'Cause you gotta bake
Also, you
it
don't
twice.
take it. We take it
I
to
like
you.
twice baked pizza. That's a new thing. That's what
Actually,
fucking
yeah.
Domino's gets you.
Think about this easy pitch meeting to Domino's too. Like, how would you like it if you sold the experience as they have to wait first?
I shoulda
and
known,
they're
man.
Definitely gonna have to bake it again themselves.
Going with a chain
Yeah.
like Domino's, I should have known.
Yeah. So yours was honestly, you endured it better than I did. I would say my worst delivery experience is less like that story and more like Dante's Inferno. So I ordered something. I forget. It's DHL. Have you guys ever worked with DHL?
Oh, like the commercial shit? No, not really.
Okay, so I got a delivery from DHL one
I've
time.
done DHL stuff, yeah.
Okay, so there's a specific DHL office I didn't know about at the time in San Jose, and it was like a hub, and they covered like a pretty big chunk of the Bay Area, like the South Bay Area, Silicon Valley area. And I ordered a delivery on there, and it doesn't get shipped. And I'm like, what the heck? What doesn't this should always work? It's through Amazon, it should always work. I check on Amazon, they're like, it says it shipped. Here's the agency that did it for us. This is like a contract person we hire. And I'm like, okay, so I reach out to them. They're like, oh yeah, our driver Andrew has it. It says it's out for delivery. And I was like, they said it was delivered yesterday. What's going on? And they go, oh, let me get back to you. And then they hang up. And I'm like, huh?
Let me get back to you.
Yeah. And they didn't ask for a number or nothing. And I was like, bitch, ain't getting back to shit. So I call back in. And I'm like, hey. And I get a different person now. I'm like, I need the manager for the warehouse. There's a guy who's got my shit. It's out on the road. It's been out on the road for a couple of days now. Shit needs to come to my house. And I paid for the express shipping and all this stuff. So they say, okay, we'll call you. We take your number. They actually take my number this time. Like, we'll call you right back. Now I get a call back from that same bitch the first time. And she's like, hey, I'm so sorry I didn't get back to you earlier. Here's what happened. So it's in Andrew's car.
Who's Andrew?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Andrew?
It's in Andrew's car, and he hasn't shown up to work in 3 days.
No way.
It's not in a warehouse.
Oh wow.
It's not in some company
Andy's
vehicle.
got it.
It's in Andy's personal car. And I was like, why is my shit in Andy's personal car? And they were like, oh, because we don't have company vehicles. And Andrew, he just takes his shit to people's houses in his car. And he's gone now. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Andrew lives around here. He is his local job. I can go to his house and I can just get it out of his car, right? And they're like,
That's a real gray area.
and they're just like, Andrew doesn't like that. And I'm like, oh, fuck you guys. it got ham, dude. It
I
got
don't like
really
Andrew
ham.
having my shit.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
where
started
the
being
fuck
mad at
does Andrew
everybody
live?
named Andrew, Andy, Arnold. I'd punch anybody with an A. Bah, bah, bah. I was mad. It pissed me off. It took like
Looks
2
like Anthony
weeks
would
to
get
get
it
my
right
stuff.
cross.
I was,
They
I wish you
they
would.
had to, dude. They had to send a separate shipment after all this was said and done because Andrew just fucking disappeared off the map. Now, if that dude's dead, I feel bad. If he's not dead, I want to kill him. But that was that was one of the bad ones. Not the worst, but
That's brutal, bro. Don't
I
worry
can't
about
go
it,
to the
man.
worst.
Andy's got it.
Yeah. That's the
Yo,
first
Andy's
level
got
of
your
hell.
stuff, bro.
That's the
You
first.
just gotta
level of
wait
hell.
for Andy.
It gets so much worse if we go deeper, but I don't want to spend all day going on this.
You're on
this-
Andy's
God.
time
Yeah,
now.
we're-
You're on Andy's time now. You're on Andy's time.
Andy's time, such a cruel
That's
thing.
incredible.
You're
Alright.
on Andy's time.
I mean, it was off the radar, dude.
Okay, speaking of doing things online and then having to make it personal, let's talk about our next segment, online or in person. I'm going to give you guys a bunch of scenarios, and I need you guys to tell me and the listeners whether you should do these things online or in person in this ever-changing digital age we live in. So you guys ready for this? This is pretty simple. It's cut and dry. No one should be intimidated.
All right, hit
Down
me.
for it. Hit us.
First one. Applying for a job.
I mean,
A lot of times I'll try to do it in person, and then they'll just tell me to fuck off and do it online.
yeah, that's usually how it goes.
I would say
Like
it's.
I'll walk into the place, and they're like, "Oh, it's all online now."
I say you apply online and then you go in person with the resume. You do that thing.
The double. I like it. So I like Michael's answer the best out of everybody so far. Although technically, I think most, like nowadays, most applications start online. But
Yeah.
in my personal experience, if your application or your first introduction to the company does happen in person, your odds of
Yeah.
getting hired triple.
Yeah,
At
it
least.
helps.
Oh, by
Definitely
far.
helps.
Oh, by
Even if
far.
I know it's going to be online, I'll still go in and make them tell me that it's online just so that they see my face.
Yeah.
And one thing else I've noticed, higher up in like if you're going corporate, if you're not like starting your own endeavors or like trying to be like an innovator or something like that, a lot of times in an organization, the higher up positions are based off referral very, very highly. It's like a lot of referral basis. So if you like get excelled in your industry, if you're working in one, then eventually that in-person thing becomes like a real clincher. So
Yeah.
yeah. So both are achievable. I think
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Start of your career online is definitely going to be more, and then later on in your career in person more, even in this day and age. Although all interviews will be on Zoom until the Gaben Lord tells us otherwise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so second one, asking someone out.
I mean, yeah, in person.
When possible.
For sure.
Right now it's all online. So
Yeah, obviously now it's all online with COVID.
No, I think
and
now
shit, so.
especially in person, you can just go door to door knocking like, "Hey, anybody want a
Oh
bone?"
no! Oh
You're
no!
gonna get
Don't do that.
I think you gotta
25%
be
of
quick.
the
it.
doors
you
will
gotta
have
be
a
quick
yes
these
answer.
days with like you gotta have some good like gifts and
You gotta be quick on the gifts.
you gotta have some good emojis. You gotta have some good stuff
Oh,
going.
bro. No.
I
no,
couldn't
no,
pursue
no.
someone new right now. I'm
I
so
don't
out
really
of
do the
touch.
whole emoji thing.
I mean, it's a different.
I have
different
like
strategies.
3. I have like 3 I use.
Three, I
I
use
just
solid
talk to
3.
people with
What's your
words.
3?
It
What's your
usually
3,
works
Anthony?
okay.
It's the dragon emoji.
You waste one of your 3 on
Gun
drag.
emoji.
The
my
fire
gosh.
emoji.
You already have dragon emoji. Well, I guess it pairs well with dragon emojis. So that
And
makes
then
sense.
it's either the tree
Anthony
emoji,
enters the Tinder chat like,
or
I
the-
breathe fire. Just as a dragon and a fire flame emojis. Just, I breathe fire. And she's like,
Anthony, how do you
And
feel
it's
about this?
It's usually
Dragon
a
or
crying
fire?
while laughing face,
Okay,
and
okay.
Or a tree, the tree emoji.
You can tell a lot with just those 3 images, though. I mean, the order you put them in says so much.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steph, what were you saying? I had to know Anthony's 3.
No, I usually just don't use emojis or any shit like that. I
only
just talk
use-
to people and it usually
Yeah.
works
me and
okay.
you
I only
are
use them
out of
for
that
if-
loop, I think.
The conversation sometimes gets weird, or if there's like there's not really, if a response can be summed up into one, I'll do it then. I'm not just like flying in there with like the
You're
sunglass
just
guy
throwing
and
in
the hang loose. I'm like,
I-
solid.
I just go to my whole contact list and I just send one eggplant and I just see who responds. Just get the whole bang, everybody.
Why are you false advertising, Cameron?
Yeah, why are you doing that?
False advertising.
You're selling a bill of false goods.
There's no
You're on
carrot
Tinder,
emoji,
dude.
okay?
There is a pencil emoji.
How dare you? Okay, so let's go to the third one here. Online or in person? Joining a book club.
I don't read.
I think
That sounds it sounds like an in-person thing because I really have to vibe with the people reading
Yeah.
the book.
Yeah,
Right,
you could
yeah,
do it on
because then
Zoom.
you're book club over Zoom or whatever. I don't know, man. That just
that ain't
seems
it.
like
mean-
I'm in person on that. Cameron, what about you? What
Well, book
what
club.
would be your preference?
The common
there?
misconception is that book club is about the book, and
It's
Thank
not.
you.
yeah, book club's not
Thank
about the
you.
book. It's about the club and the wine, and so you can't do white wine over Zoom.
See,
you
I
gotta
wouldn't
do
be
book
able
club
to
in
be-
I
person.
mean, you
but-
can, but it sucks.
I'd be the only one reading the book, and then I'd be like,
Listen,
book club
You
sucks.
can throw a little something at Mary's husband because he's looking extra fine serving that wine.
Yeah. White wine and Zoom are two separate things, even when combined. Okay, it's like
Yeah.
water and vinegar. Just because they're in the same
not
cup
the
doesn't
same.
mean they're together. Okay.
Yeah, when you're
so
on
we're all
Zoom
on
at
the
your
same-
own house, you might be a little more, might be a
If you
little
do-
more free to drink a little more when you don't even gotta
You
make
get
it back
crazy
home.
with
Yeah,
the
you don't have to
Francia.
drive home.
You weren't before?
Yeah,
You pull the bag out of the
They just got
box.
the box. Yeah.
You're just doing bag wine only. No, you got to get out of here. Okay.
God.
No online book club. We established that.
I got that shit flowing into a beer bong.
Just taking
You have
beer
a gravity
bongs.
bong your wine. You have to stop reading these books.
Yeah. So chapter 7.
Yeah. Like, you guys didn't pass out before chapter 5? Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm sure
I don't
it's
remember
summary
what
online.
this part was about.
Yeah. So online or in person now for the next one. Announcing the birth of a child.
Online, dude.
I like in person. I like the idea of just like parading down the sidewalk, just like with your baby, just like, hey everybody. Don't do this. Don't do that with the baby.
I think it would
I'm gonna
be.
do the Michael Jackson and hold my baby out of a
Yeah.
4-story window.
You can't put your baby over a
announce
balcony
his birth.
online. Okay?
I think it would be actually. When I say online, I mean I think it would be cool if you just didn't tell anybody at all that you were gonna have a baby, and then just like the baby was there, and you're like, "Hey, baby, we had one." And you're like, "Wait, what?" And it's like, "Yeah," and they're like,
Fucked
You
up.
know what would be good? Don't even acknowledge it. Just start like posting pictures where there's like a baby in the background, or you're just like doing.
They
a normal
don't even
thing, but you're
post,
just
like, the
holding a
baby.
And
And everyone's
they-
like, where the fuck did this baby come from?
And then you
What's
get
that baby in
suspicious.
the
Like, whose
background?
baby is this? Whose fucking baby is
baby
this?
is this?
"Yeah." You don't have it on your social media, but when you show up in person to hang out, they're like, "Wait, you have a kid?" You're like, "Yeah, dude."
I thought he was
Yeah,
yours.
surprise baby.
Just
That would
played
be
it off.
good.
Like, well, you keep feeding him and changing his diaper. Well, I thought you were trying to be courteous. I thought he was your kid.
I'll tell you this: when people start posting too much about their babies, I usually just ignore. Like 1 or 2 pictures, cool. After that, you're being obnoxious.
See,
Baby's not
I
that
used to,
cute.
Unless
I used to feel
Baby's
that
not
way.
that cute.
I used to feel that way, but now I've learned that, like, I like to study people. I like to watch people. I like to learn about people. And adults will give way too much information about their children away. You can just learn and learn. And that might not be a lot of value now, but when those kids are like 20, 22, looking to make some bad investments with their first real money, I'm going to be Uncle Cameron, and I'm going to know a lot about them. And so I would say the best way to announce the birth of your child is to not announce it. I'm with
you go.
or do the balcony thing. I'm either not for it
Thank
or I
you.
want Anthony's Way only. And honestly, Michael Jackson was a terrible person. Can we just rename that Anthony's Way now? Can he just
Whoa.
the rebrand.
That's the king of pop you're talking about.
I don't want to talk about what he was popping. All right.
Those are some
Then
very
next up-
shiny shoes to fill.
Okay, so online or in person, quitting a job.
In person, dude. You want
In
that
person, it's
satisfaction.
dude, it's so
person.
satisfying.
Oh man, it's the best.
In person, you have
yeah,
to.
in person is pretty. The look on the face, sometimes.
You get all the subtle emotions.
And plus, too, it in person is better whether it's a job that you want to leave gracefully. Like, say it's a job that you liked and you're just moving on to something
Yeah.
new. You want to be able to convey that to the
Want
to
to
the
leave that
person
door
you're quitting.
open?
But if you're trying to slam that fucking door shut, also way more satisfying to do in person.
Now there is one caveat. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Michael.
I was gonna say I have done it over the phone with an employee that worked there. I was like, "Hey, tell the boss I'm just like not."
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
That's a good one. That's pretty
That's
brutal.
actually-
But
That's
here's
generous.
the
That's
thing though.
generous.
Here's the thing that
That's
was kind of
generous.
fucked up about that is I had to go get my last paycheck still. So like
They
when I
couldn't
went in
mail
to
it
get
to
my
you.
last check, I was like, I mean, they could have, but they probably could have, but I fucking went in there like I don't know,
Yeah.
and I got it, and I was just like, I was like, hey,
He's like busy.
and they're like,
How's it been around here?
I just get my check, and I'm like, all right, bye. It was weird.
So even when you try to go online, they bring you right back in.
Yeah, you gotta still do, yeah.
I'll just say
Just
this:
when I think I'm out.
I would agree with the in person for the satisfaction, except for one caveat. There's this really funny way to quit that I heard of, and you get a new email account, like a totally separate one, from like a VPN connected, connection, and you send an email to your boss with a link. And then when he clicks on it, he gets this thing that pops up that locks his computer and starts to delete all his files unless he sends money to
wow.
an account.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Some good, some good phishing
And that's
scams.
kind of like
always
quitting,
good.
because it's usually against company policy. So that's kind of a way of quitting online. I haven't done it, but I hear amazing things.
It sounds like
You-
you're
you
trying to
could.
start a blood feud.
Look, I'm just gonna say this: if I was gonna do an online scam, I would do the Elon Musk Bitcoin scam, because that thing is making tons of money.
Oh man.
That's like putting pyramid schemes to shame. Why spend years destroying families and relationships trying to siphon all this money up to one point when you can just put one little ad on YouTube and steal billions of dollars in 1 hour? It's amazing. I love it. It's terrible. I hope nobody lost money, and I'm mucho sorry if you did. Mucho apologize. Namaste. All right,
There's the
second.
immediate backtrack.
Yeah, I regret everything I ever said. Here's the next one: online or in person. Breaking up with someone. You had to see this coming. You had to see
I
this
did
coming
it
on the list.
over the phone one time, and
I guess
I
it depends on the relationship.
Sorry,
I
I
still
can't.
kind of feel bad about it, about having done it over the phone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey,
the
at
only,
least it wasn't over text.
Yeah.
the only way that you can do it online is if you actually can't like physically meet them somewhere. If they're like in another they're too far away. I think that's the
If
only
they're in
way.
Guantanamo Bay and
If
you're
you're
like,
in
"It's
some
not
long
working,"
distance shit, that's the only way. But any other time, dude, it's got to be in person, man.
Mine was like an hour away,
believe
which
so.
I feel like was not far enough away to justify
I know
it.
someone who broke up with a girl through Gmail.
That's professional.
Would you do
Yeah.
that?
Just gotta send that shit.
That's
Would
like
you do
practically
that,
breaking
Anthony?
up by notary.
No, I would never fucking scar someone like that. That's fucked up to do to a person. Imagine
So,
checking your email and like, oh, okay.
I think I've actually had that, to be honest. But I'm from a different age. It was normal back then. Like, it was that or fax.
You send me a quick page.
I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound good.
That's the sound we make every time Cameron says something that makes him seem old.
Yeah. You're like,
Just the old school printer
see,
sounds.
I don't know if I think breaking up is better online or in person, because I don't know, is ghosting online or in person?
That's
You can do
both.
it both.
I mean,
yeah.
I would say if the relationship is an abusive one, online would probably be the method to do
Oh,
it.
well, yeah.
Yeah, break up via restraining order that way. If it's an abusive relationship.
I think if it's,
Break
I think
up by a
ideally
Do it
though,
via
the
court
best way
system.
is to do it in person and just be like, yeah, I don't think we should do this anymore.
It's pretty respectable, and it usually leads to like healthier closure for both parties, but not all the time. If you take them to a coffee shop, you're like, hey, we've spent a lot of beautiful time together, and I think we've both grown as adults, but I also think that we've grown into people who should pursue other options. And so, coffee on your head, like, that's not respectable. You can't do that. You can't just pour coffee on their head at the end. That'd be
I've never
rude.
had a negative response like that.
I have had a slap in the face multiple times, and
Anyway.
whoa, don't feel good. But it toughens
okay.
up the cheekbones. It's like a boxing drill is the way I look at it. Okay, we're almost there. So we have 2 left. We're down to the nitty gritty. Online or in person? Leaving a book club.
Fuck. That's... How long have I been in the book
Online,
club?
and you make a video.
Oh, okay. So, okay, I like Michael's first. We'll get back to your time question because I got some interesting input on that. What was your thing, Michael?
I was gonna say online, and you make a video and send it to everybody like in a group chat.
A
in the book
video
club.
submission.
You're like, I'm out of here, and you like the book just like explodes or something crazy.
The book
You just-
explodes too? Damn,
or
there's
you
a
just
budget on
burn
this
all the
exit.
books.
M80 in
Okay.
Yeah,
First,
you do
you're going to
some
want to pull
crazy
some money
shit.
out of your
You just-
401k.
You just exit that book club. You're like, I am not part of this. I need a video.
You should start burning the book in front of all of them. This club is a heresy.
I'm the only one that ever
feel
read
like-
the books.
I feel like I would never quit a book club. I would probably be thrown out of a book club.
Yeah, I could see that happening. There's 2
They
dynamics.
just stop
I see
inviting you.
Yeah, there's 2
Would you make a
dynamics I see
scene,
on this,
Anthony,
'cause
or would you just be like, oh, okay, I see how it is? And
Oh
you
no,
just-
if they stopped it, I would continue to go until they told me to go.
he would just do a solo book club.
No, I'd go to their book club, keep going until they told
the
me to
Young
leave.
Baphomet Book Club.
My
And he's
thing
just
is like, oh, sorry. Okay, nothing.
I think I'd try to leave in person because I want to be able to slam the book shut and then slam it down on the table like really dramatically, and
There's
then
so
like
many
spill a
different
glass
things.
of wine.
Yeah. You could throw the glass of wine too, be a real bitch.
Yeah,
See,
there you
that's
go.
that's my hard thing. With a book club, I want to break up in person because I want to see all that saucy drunk lady like action and all that attitude being
Mary's
spit
husband
around.
is making out with 3 girls in the kitchen.
Yeah, Anthony's making out with everybody's husbands, and then at the end, like it's a bunch of crazy drunk ladies, and I don't know if I'd be entertained or if I would just be like constantly threatened at all times. Because like, who's the one who's gonna be drunk enough to pull out a knife, or a gun? So I don't know if I'd want to be there in person or if I wouldn't want to miss what was happening in person. So I think what I would do instead of leaving the book club is I would subtly start tearing the book club apart from the inside and just make everyone want to leave the book club. And then I'd basically like reverse ghost the book club.
It's very toxic of you.
Shouldn't invite me to your book club. All right, last one. Online or in person? How would you tell everyone your kid is on 4chan?
I wouldn't.
Good call. That is the only correct answer. We're done.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Very shamefully, maybe.
I'd make one of those videos of me.
I guess that's
parenting
online because you would just
my
find
son.
it. Yeah.
Parenting? What's your version of video parenting?
You're not gonna be on fucking 4chan.
You just
It's
put a bunch of
aggressive.
frogs on the ground, give him a bat, kill the frogs.
I
Yeah.
take his like PS5 out on the curb and I'd run it over with my car.
Either you're gonna have a kid soon, or your kid has a trash video game system.
Yeah, I was about to
from,
say
like,
your
10
kid
years
is
after his life.
mad as fuck at you. I know why your kid's on 4chan.
Yes,
I'm not gonna
five.
have a
Fucking kid in
PS5
10
in
years.
2050. Okay.
Pretty
Anthony's
soon you're
about to
gonna
have a
start
kid
seeing
soon,
me
guys.
with
You
pictures
just
of
heard
the
it
baby
here.
in the background.
Whose kid is this?
He's got a PS5.
In the background of Skype.
He's just
book club,
carrying
you're
the
just gonna see
PS5
this
at all
kid running
times.
around.
It's the only thing I have. It's 12 years old, but my father said it's all I get. I love
beat
it,
up.
man. This is awesome. Okay, so we got one more left. You want to take us into this, Anthony?
Listen, we got the 30-second pitch coming in hot for you guys. We are all going to construct our own very own vaccine.
Okay.
Let's go
Yeah.
first.
I love
I got
this.
one.
Oh, drop
go.
it like it's hot.
Common cold. Someone should just fucking figure it out. How hard could it possibly be? We're the richest country in the world, and this shit still happens. It's unfucking believable. Can nobody figure this out? Common cold. Just fucking end it. Once and for all. Mandatory. For everybody.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
That's it. End of pitch. Just fucking figure it out, scientists. What are you guys fucking doing? This is a
10-second
problem that
pitch.
everybody has, and you can solve it. Probably.
Nice.
I love it. I love it.
You can.
I got one.
Here's how you make
Okay,
money
go.
on it. You make it like the flu shot. Just like, oh yeah, you got to re-up every year or every 2 years for like $30 or something like that. It'll pay for itself.
That's what the flu shot is, actually.
Yeah, do the same thing for the common cold. That's it. That's all I got. Figure it out, science, you assholes.
Figure it out, science.
This is why
Hell
Americans
yeah,
hate
Sebastian.
scientists.
Hell
and
yeah,
don't listen to
dude.
them.
Yeah. We need
It's
snappier
because they can't
scientists.
figure out something so simple.
Gotta
Sebastian really
get some
hates the
snappier
fucking
science.
common cold, bro. He's out here.
Raging on the cold.
How about you, Cameron?
Okay, so my thing isn't so much about what the vaccine is for, it's about how the vaccine is delivered. I've learned nowadays that a large majority of the American population won't take a vaccine.
No.
Yeah, a large
They don't like
population.
needles.
Yeah, a large no, it has nothing to do with that. They think lizard people are trying to kill them. So there's a large portion of the population that thinks all vaccines are bad, that thinks masks are bad, that thinks a bunch of things are bad. So I don't think a vaccine necessarily by itself is the answer. The vaccine has to have a side effect that people will love. So I want a vaccine that burns
Makes your
fat,
dick
makes
bigger.
your
I
dick
love it.
huge. Yep. It solves all of the world's problems. Every time you get a vaccine, two hungry kids get full, it's got some crazy ass side effects, and it doesn't matter what you're getting shot for. Like you just want vaccines just for no reason, just because like it makes you feel better. Like I want a vaccine that like tastes like
caffeine in 'em or
strawberries.
something.
Yeah, a little B12. It comes with the ShamWow. We'll do all these perks. It'll just be bang, 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 bang. You won't even care what you're curing. You'll just be excited about going to the hospital for another vaccine. And like, we'll give you a couple shots on the way out. Like, hey, you like tequila? You're like, fuck yeah. You won't even remember the pain at all. Like, we're gonna do so many cool things. There'll be like a vaccine girl at the door. She's got like a really skimpy outfit. She's like, "Oh yeah, vaccine guys are so hot." And
gotta
you're just
make
like, "Fuck yeah!"
vaccines
You leave
sexier.
there drunk. You drink. You're pumped up. Your dick is huge. Freaking all this fat's being burnt. It's amazing. That's how you solve the people
the
not wanting a
pitch.
vaccine problem.
It's so perfect.
And that's the problem. Yeah.
There you go.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's how we solve it, finally.
Michael,
Yes.
what are you looking at, man? 30
All right,
seconds.
dude. I have a vaccine. It does a few different things.
Multi-purpose.
It's a multi-purpose vaccine. I feel like these are relevant right now, and not just now, but at any point in time that you need this, it would come in handy. It would be a COVID vaccine because we just need a COVID vaccine.
That would be a good one. Yeah.
Also, it would make it so that THC doesn't show up in your pee. So, like, I feel like we need to invent something to do that with like
yeah.
a vaccine. Yeah, we just need.
And you
needle
might be
now.
targeting a big part of the anti-vaxxer population too. You never know.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't done
That's
studies on the
probably-
crossover, but there's bound to be some. So
The
that's
Venn
Wouldn't
diagram
they be
yeah,
able
overlap.
to test for that vaccine and then just test your hair?
Ooh.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It doesn't show up in your hair either.
I just don't
Look,
want it
if-
showing up in my pee, dude. That's all.
If this vaccine makes everyone bald, then I don't have to compete for best hair with John Stamos anymore. And this is another positive. You're just giving more upsides.
Level playing field for everybody.
Yeah, there's no more Brad Pitts when everybody's bald. You can't be Legends of the Fall without the golden mane, okay? I'm just saying.
Yeah, just
Then you got to compete with Samuel Jackson, dude. Do you think you can do that?
He's 80 and on dialysis. Yeah.
Do you think you could? Do you think you can compete? You can't compete with no Samuel Jackson. Stop it.
Look, his dick's bigger than mine, but he can't get blood to his dick, so it's not even on the table. That's not even an option for a woman. So,
Well, hey, man, after your vaccine, he will be able
I am
to.
very competitive with Samuel L. Jackson. Actually, Samuel L. Jackson has money for a blood boy. He's probably got the blood of a Viking coursing through his veins.
Yeah, like
Uh,
in Fury Road.
He's probably dropping the hammer still. No, I don't want to compete with Samuel. I'll take it back.
I'm gonna go ahead and say my vaccine is a vaccine against drunkenness. Right? You get drunk, right? You get drunk as drunk as possible. You take this pill, and your sobriety comes back 100-fold. You're
Is it a-
100% sober.
Is it a capsule filled with cocaine?
No,
Okay,
there's
I
no
was gonna say.
negative health effects. It is just something that like gets you back to zero.
So it's cocaine.
Full reset.
Yeah, you got the full reset. You're at the bar. You got a little too fucked up. You got to drive home. You're scared. Pop that pill. Boom. You're good to go.
Does it work on other
how long do you
substances?
gotta wait?
No, it only works on liquor.
Ah. Can
What?
we
It's
get science to
instantaneous.
work on
That's
that?
lame.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Everyone says it's lame until it's time to sober up. You know.
Yep. Imagine if that's all it took to drive. If a cop pulled you over, he's like, "Hey, what the fuck? Swallow this." Like, "Oh, my bad."
Yeah,
Okay,
just
I'm good.
gives you the pill real
Yeah.
quick.
You
All right,
piece of shit,
carry
swallow
on.
this.
Pill.
He would,
free to
yeah.
go.
He's like, "You want the pill? Bang! You want the pill? Bang!"
Holy shit.
Awesome. Well, I think that wraps up the whole shebang there, guys. You got any takeaways?
I think my vaccine was the best. I feel
It's
like
most-
the Dick Bigger vaccine was second. I like the common cold.
If we're talking practicality, strictly on practicality.
Michael's was I.
I
That's your boy. I'm Beth.
COVID vaccine. That's just I.
It's coming next year.
Let it be known that Anthony's just okay with coronavirus happening all right now.
Anthony is pro coronavirus.
Hey,
Yeah,
this
let
does
it-
not-
Anthony's
shit.
pro
He's in
COVID.
cahoots.
This does not help
See
the
all the
investigation.
narratives being painted.
Yeah, this does not help the investigation to whether or not Anthony caused COVID. So I'm just gonna throw that out there.
My lawyer has advised me not to say anything on the topic.
Yeah, they always do. My takeaway is tip your delivery drivers unless they drop the thing, show up super stoned, don't give you a bag, or steal it and put it in their car. If they don't do any of those things, tip them generously. But if they do any of that shit, you don't have to.
Yep. What you got, Michael?
My takeaway from this episode is, I mean, I think that we had some good ideas for vaccines in general. Like if you know, I don't know. Cameron's was I kind of got like, I don't know if it
Chills
was
just thinking
was
about it.
Just about having a big. What else was it besides having a big dick?
So much.
What else do
Fat
you
loss, weight loss. It gave you B12, so you had good energy. You could get it repeatedly with no side effects. I didn't say that. There's actually a lot of side effects.
Okay.
But it's basically all side effects.
Okay.
It didn't really
Well,
cure
side
anything.
effects
It was basically a
considered-
side effect cocktail.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, your dick actually falls off.
Yeah, you only get a
Wow.
big dick for 2 hours, and then that shit explodes. So you gotta hang out with that girl at the front, because that's your only option.
So that's
Yeah,
fuck
now-
your life.
I just do carry out now at pizza places. 'Cause I think it's just easier. I think I'm just I'm not doing delivery anymore.
Yeah. My takeaway is that it's fine to be a delivery driver as long as your name is not Andrew or Andy. And on a side note, Kevin, I know you drank my fucking boba on that delivery order from Hung Wai Chinese restaurant, so you can go fuck yourself too. Yeah, that's my takeaway.
Go read a book.
Peace out.
Stay hydrated.
Mucho take it easy, baby girls.
And subscribe on YouTube.
Check me out on Instagram at campeasy.berry and YouTube at CB Comedy.
I am on Instagram, Seinfeld, SIGHN Feld, and also Fuckerberg.
Young Baphomet _ on Instagram and the fucking Twitter machine.
And I'm at _M Booth on Twitter and Instagram, and then Facebook, YouTube, Michael Booth.
And don't forget to check out the Cowboy Rowdy Podcast on Instagram and also the Cowboy Rowdy Podcast on Facebook.